Good morning, everyone. Match 8 of the 1987 Cricket World Cup being played in India was played today. It was the Group 2 match between Sri Lanka and India at Calcutta. We just having a look. The fourth match to be played in Calcutta in this tournament. The pitch was hard and quite flat. You felt that it wouldn't necessarily change. I mean, the Rebel South African 11 West Indies batted out the full 100 overs in their match, in which West Indies won by 37 runs. India chased down 200 against the Dutch, and obviously Zimbabwe came within 3 runs of an enthralling victory against New Zealand. So the pitch does intend to stay flat in Calcutta, and Sri Lanka won the toss and elected to bowl first. We all thought that was probably a good decision. And let us have a look at the outcome of this game. And we all thought that it was actually quite a good decision at first. And as you'll look with the Indian innings, it looked like a very good decision. I mean, look at that scorecard to begin with. They were 22 for 3 in the first 7 overs and all over the place. Christian Kath went for 4. Sunil Gavaskar went for 2. And there was a duck for Dilip Venkasar in what was an absolute pulsating start from Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka's bowling was absolutely superb. But then Navjot Sidhu, what a tournament he's had. He got 55 against the Dutch. He got 80 off 80 balls in what was a scintillating batting performance. Built up a bit of a partnership that he was supported pretty well by Mohammad Azharuddin, who got 21, and Ravi Shastree, who got 22. But then he was out, and they were 170 for 7 from about 36 overs. 3 for Manjot Purekbar. But then a stunning partnership of 82. They hit 82 of the final 13 overs, India. 42 not out for Kieran Moray off 31 balls. And Kapil Dev continuing his magnificent tournament, 72 not out of 61 balls. He's now scored 123 runs in the tournament without getting dismissed. What a tournament he's had. And Sri Lanka, what looked like they were going to chase about 190 odd, they had to chase 253. India batting the full 50 overs for their 252 for 7. But the main bowler, Arjuna Ranatunga, was put in as the star batsman. He took 3 for 36. What a performance. His best ever bowling figures in one-day internationals. 0 for 32 for Avinda de Silva. 0 for 26 for Sanford de Mel in his first appearance of the tournament. Very expensive for the star bowler, Ravi Reneka. 0 for 56. Fintan John followed up his 6 for 34 with 1 for 39 to move on 7 wickets. He's the leading wicket taker in the tournament so far. A very expensive Don Asiri, 1 for 59. So, having won the toss and elected the field, you felt that that India had got off the hook a bit, but the Sri Lankan response was... Do you remember a match in 1975 at Leeds between England and India? It was the last match of the group stage where England scored 334 for 4 and India just batted out the full 50 overs and scored 132 for 4 and lost by 202 runs, which remains their heaviest ever defeat in one-day internationals. And Sunil Gavaskar hit something like 29, 32 off 143 balls in a bizarre losing cause. Well, they didn't get off to a good start. They were 31 for 2 and 57 for 3. And 57 for 3 after 17.3 overs. There was 12 for Roshan Mahanama, Brendan Krupu 14, Avinda de Silva 9. As soon as Avinda de Silva went, Sri Lanka bizarrely just went into defence mode, and in the end batted out the full 50 overs. It was absolutely bizarre. The crowd, there was 90,000 people in Calcutta, and they slowly started leaving the thing. They got booed a bit, Sri Lanka, understandably, but we'll have a talk about that in a moment. 36 off 99 deliveries for Sankar Gurashina. 37 not out for the captain, Dilip Mendes, off 36 balls. A first 50 of the tournament for Arjuna Ranatunga, 52 not out, and that took him 131 balls. 169 for 4 from their 50 overs. India will probably be disappointed that they didn't get more than 4 wickets. Bowling figures were all pretty good. Sidhu had a bowl, 0 for 24 from just 4 overs. 0 for 15. Wonderful bowling figures from Mohammad Azharuddin, but he didn't really wasn't really attacked at all. 0 for 22 for Ravi Shastri. 1 for 32 for Kapil Dev for another second wicket of the tournament. 1 for 23 for Manjot Parekh, second wicket of the tournament. 0 for 11 in a first appearance of the tournament for Laxman Shivakrishnan. The best bowling figures, 2 for 39 for Mahinder Singh, 169 for 4. Sri Lanka versus India in Calcutta. The final summary. Sri Lanka won the toss, selected the field first, and they had India in all sorts of problems, but India got off the hook thanks to that wonderful partnership between Kiran Moore and Kapil Dev, and eventually made 252 for 7 from their 50 overs. Sri Lanka, bizarrely, never got going, and then after Ravinder De Silva went, they just went very completely defensively, and they scored only 169 for 4 from their 50 overs. India winning emphatically by 83 runs, and for the second time this tournament, like with Dave Houghton yesterday, Navjot Sidhu was man of the match for his 80 off 80 balls, his second man of the match performance. India at the top, 2 wins out of 2 in pole position now to qualify to become the first team to qualify for the quarterfinals. Sri Lanka dropped down to 3rd thanks to that poor performance. Tomorrow's match, New Zealand versus Pakistan. Both teams looking for their second win of the competition. Whoever wins tomorrow will go top of Group 1. Could be an intriguing match. Pakistan, brilliant performance against the Irish, and New Zealand, wonder whether they've recovered from that absolute thriller against Zimbabwe. Let's have a look at the star players first, and then I'm going to talk about what happened in the post-match interviews between Dulit Mendes and Mansoor Patadi, who was the judicator for the after-match presentation. This is what it's like so far. There's still no average for Kapil Dev. 2 wickets to 2 matches, an average of 32. As said, 2 not outs, 123 runs, and yet to get an average. What a tournament he's having again, Kapil Dev. Parekh, 3 with a bat and 37 with a ball. He's been quite expensive. 2 wickets in 2 matches. He'll be hoping that he can improve. Let's go to the Sri Lankan star players. A 52 not out for Anatunga means his average has gone up to 76, and he's averaging 12 with a ball. Brilliant bowling figures of 3 for 36. His best ever bowling figures for Sri Lanka. But as for Ravi Raneka, he didn't get a wicket today and went for 56, averaging 75 with the ball. So he's had a disappointing start, Ravi Raneka, to his tournament. So just before I get into this, the after-match presentation, I found that absolutely bizarre, to be honest with you. Why would you win the toss on a flat pitch, elect to bowl, and then not chase the runs? What happened was Dulit Mendes did apologise straight away, whereas Suri Venkakaran in 1975 didn't even talk about it during the after-match interview when they decided about their 450 overs against England. He apologised to the Indian supporters who booed him as he came up to the thing. There wasn't that many boos, but he said psychologically they'd gone, because I think what had happened is that he said his team were probably so confident that they're going to get India out for 190, and then Kapil Dev and Kiran Moore took the game away from them and scored 250. He said it's very difficult when you're looking to chase 180 and then 180 becomes 250 in a amount of time. So he said he felt sorry for the batsman and he didn't know what to do, and it was absolutely... He felt for the Sri Lankan batsman. When Navjot Sidhu actually came up to receive his Player of the Match award, he actually said he felt that Sri Lanka had been overconfident, and he said because of what Kapil Dev can do, and because Kapil Dev got a 50 against the Dutch, he also said that he didn't feel that they bowled pretty well at Kieran Moore, whose average in one-day cricket is not great. And he said that it probably got overconfidence, but he understood why they went in some sort of defensive mode. And yeah, a really confusing match, considering that we had an epic start. Sri Lanka players bowled their hearts out throughout the entire innings, but they let them off the hook, and in the end it backfired it backfired when Sri Lanka went out and batted. So yeah, bizarre match. Tomorrow's match, New Zealand versus Pakistan. Both teams looking for their second win of the tournament. They've played each other only once in World Cup cricket, and obviously New Zealand won that match in... Sorry, just going to check the matches. They beat... New Zealand won an absolute thriller in Manchester in 1975, chasing 274 to win by 3 wickets with an over to spare in a famous match in 1975. You'll see that match report under the 1975 Cricket World Cup. But for me, this is Lawrence Howard reporting on the 1987 Cricket World Cup being played in India on Brian Lara Cricket on PlayStation. Until tomorrow's match between New Zealand and Pakistan, it's a very goodbye from me.